and border effects can sometimes hinder the extrapolation of the assessments of fire behavior made from the laboratory experiments to real fires. For that reason, most of our test rigs have considerable dimensions, increasing the similarity between test fires and forest fires. This test rig in particular is frequently used for simulating fatal accidents that result from fire spread in canyons. Most of the more tragic accidents known worldwide resulting from forest fires took place under these circumstances. This is the case of Mun Gulch, Loop and South Canyon accidents in the US and Guadalajara accident in Spain. Each of these accidents caused the loss of more than 10 lives. Changes in topography can originate considerable differences in fire behavior. For that reason, it is of great interest to study fire spread and the slope transitions. In our laboratory, we can perform these studies in the diagonal table. Wind, along with topography and fuel properties, is one of the most influent parameters on the fire behavior. In this combustion tunnel, the wind speed can vary continuously up to around 20 kilometers, and its effect of the spread of fire in various fuel beds can be studied. In most situations, fire spreads under the combined effects of wind and slope. Using this test rig, we can study several combinations of slope angles and wind speeds. The time that each particle inside the fuel bed takes to ignite has considerable influence in the fire rate of spread. Using this device, we can measure the time delay to ignition of fuel particles and relate it, for example, with the moisture contained. Spot fires are a very dangerous form of fire spread. In order to improve the knowledge of this very complex process, we started a systematic research of the various phases of ember formation, transport and landing. In this test rig, We can burn entire trees and register the mass loss of the tree and the particles emitted during the test. Using an advanced particle image velocimetry, we can characterize the properties of these particles, namely their number, size, shape, and velocity. In our vertical combustion tunnel, we can study systematically the properties of potential embers in a vertical flow of variable velocity. For example, we can measure the mass loss rate during the flight of a burning particle in a wide range of experimental conditions. The oblique combustion tunnel is an original equipment that allows us to extend the studies of combustion of potential embers to flows over arbitrary orientations and velocities. We can also measure the aerodynamic properties of particles that can be potential embers. The occurrence of spot fires depends on several factors such as the reception fuel moisture content and if the firebrands are flaming or glowing. By stimulating the landing of flaming or glowing firebrands on several fuel beds, we can model the probability of ignition as a function of the ambient conditions. In the context of a protocol with a fire brigade training school, our laboratory is used to train Portuguese firefighters in topics associated to fire behavior and fire safety. We receive visits of hundreds of firefighters from all over the country and also of scientists and students from various parts of the world. We have developed a consistent program of performing field experiments that has been carried out since 1986. During these recent years, We have made these tests in the area of Gestosa in the Lousa mountain. We burned pre-prepared plots of shrub vegetation in slopes to analyze fire behavior, but also several other aspects related to fire management. These experiments are always performed with the support of firefighters that assure the safety of the experiments. Researchers from various countries inside and outside Europe also used to participate in these field experiments.